Welcome to another edition of EastLASportsSeed.com, and that's where we are worldwide on the web. And here we go now. It's a brand new season. Footballs are flying all over the country, and especially here at East LA, as they always do every fall. Well, the end of summer, gearing up into fall. We know what's happening, what time it is here in East LA. It's football time, and we focus now on our high schools. We've covered East LA College with our kickoff show with Coach Lynn Kane and several of his players. In fact, the Roosevelt alumni, Rafael Ortega, debuting on our first program devoted to football this season. And now we turn our sights and set our sights on Coach Javier Cid and the Roosevelt Rough Riders, and we welcome him back into the studio. Coach.
Rico, thanks for having us. I appreciate it. Every year we make it a point to see you. I appreciate you having us on.
Absolutely. We always look forward to it. And if you know, as you know, our community, very crazy, very passionate, very loving for football. This is a community, one community event where the pride factor is off the picture.
They certainly keep me going, and there's a lot of excitement right now in our neighborhood and all over the campus for football. So we're really excited, and we're looking forward to our season.
As they say, every time you want to read a new book or go to a new movie, that excitement is there, the passion, the adrenaline builds up, and now all you need to do is put the pieces together, look at the mosaic, and say to yourself, hey, me and my coaching staff, we got a lot of young kids under our domain right now. We got to prepare them.
That's right. That's what it's all about right there. We are, every year's different. You know, we set it last year's season aside, and now we're looking forward to this season. It's always going to be a little different because of the players that we have, and you know, we got a couple new coaches too. So that's what we're working on, putting everything together and getting ready for the season.
Coach, we're going to talk about a couple of things here. We're going to preview the new season, recap last season, but you know what? This season of football, as we talked about, it never ends. Because
absolutely not.
Recently, a couple of months ago, you were busy with the Inner-City Classic, the first Inner-City Classic. We saw you and some of your graduating players. And let's pick it up from there, because you never stopped. You just took maybe a 1 week vacation and got ready to go back and build up for the new season.
It's what I love to do, and I'm very fortunate to be doing that. And since you brought that up, I want to thank everybody in the Crenshaw neighborhood for having me be part of their Inner-City Classic first annual All-Star game. We had a lot of different kids from the East I represent, and hopefully they can keep that going.
Yeah, we'll name those kids very quickly because they deserve the honor and the praise for playing in that game. We remember Chris Moreno.
Chris Moreno played, Ramon Barraza played, Giovanni Mejia, Zach Rivera, and who else am I missing?
Well, you could name the Garfield player. He was a lineman as well.
That's right. I can't remember his name right now.
But he was on the field.
Absolutely, yeah. Jose number 9.
Yes, I think it begins with an L, but I'm not sure. But we give him his recognition for playing in that game.
That's right.
Coach, right after that, and that was just at the beginning of summer, you continued to work.
Yeah, we'll continue to work with our team.
Let's before we get into the new team, let's preview 2009, the expectation factor, the objective factor, and the season overall. Let's go back and look at that.
Oh, sure. I was really proud of our 2009 team. I thought they did a lot of good things, not just on the field, but off the field with their academics. We had a lot of success there, and you know, we tell these guys something that's ongoing is you know, we win the game in the classroom, and we also win the game in the weight room. So they did a really outstanding job of doing that, and it showed by how physical our team was, and how well we were able to move the ball, and how our defense just kept us in a lot of games. So
let's go back and look at that overall record, because you have to take everything into consideration. And overall, the Riders' record was
10-2, which is very impressive. You know, we were in the same situation last year that we're in this year, where we lost a lot of key players from the 2008 season. And, you know, a lot of times people say, oh, well, you know, Jesse Diaz is gone and Rafael Ortega is gone. So there's always new guys that come in and take their place. And we're in that same situation right now for the 2010 season.
And then in the Eastern Conference, the conference.
Wow, I can tell you this. Our Eastern League is going to be so tough. It's going to be a battle every week. Right now, you know, people are always talking about the Eastern League. It's one of the most talked about leagues in the city right now, mainly because how competitive it is. No one has been able to dominate that league in recent times. We were fortunate to share the the league title 2 years ago, and then this past season we were undefeated, 6-0, and we were the outright league champs. But I can tell you, a lot of the teams that were down last year, you know, are very strong. You know, Bell and HP and even Southgate are going to be teams that people are you can't look past those guys. They're very tough.
Okay, and the major accomplishment for 2009.
The major accomplishment, you know, being able to win 10 games again, and we were seeded number 1. You know, I thought that Fairfax came in. They had a lot of fine athletes. They came in and they beat us on our own field. And I thought that being able to play those type of teams, even though we lost that game, the opportunity for us to see good teams like that was a big accomplishment for us.
Yeah.
To be able to be, you know, to go against the best teams in the city, and that's something we're working for. And eventually, we hope to keep moving up.
And that's every coach, head coach, and his coaching staff. That is one of your main goals, is to get the team better every week.
Absolutely.
It's a very long season.
Oh, it's a very long season. We have to get everybody ready.
Coach,
Absolutely.
let's talk now about looking into 2010. We're going to do, in fact, I'll let the viewers know, we're going to do a 2-segment interview here with Coach Cid now. The first part building up to the current situation, then we're going to come back after we talk to the players and do some final touch-ups here on what needs to be discussed for the program. But, Coach, let's go to the preview for 2010, your returning starters on offense.
Returning starters, I can name really one guy, actually 2 guys. Our offensive lineman, Ricardo Alfaro, who was a sophomore last year, and really Jesse Lira, who's one of our running backs. He made All-City. Another guy returning is Algin Rosales, one of our fullbacks. But I think that's it.
Oh, okay.
We only have really 3. I mean, we have some guys that played, but returning starters, those are the only ones that come to mind right now.
Okay.
So we have a new quarterback coming in to a starting position. So, you know, we're faced with a lot of challenges on both sides of the ball, as well as some of the things off the field. So it's going to be a very challenging season for us.
Okay, and flipping that coin, a football coin on the D side, your D.
We have a core of linebackers that played a lot for us. You're going to get to meet some of them right now.
Okay.
When they come over, you know, Richard Martinez is back. He's been one of our solid guys. You know, Rene Garcia, even though he got hurt a little bit, he'll be back in a couple weeks from an injury.
Okay.
Who else do we have back? One of the things I can tell you is our linebacker core and our defensive backs are very strong.
Okay.
We have a lot of new kids on the defensive line, but overall, I think we have probably less returning starters this year than I've ever had.
Okay.
Since I've been the head coach at Roosevelt.
So describing the team in a nutshell would be young. You're very youthful.
Yeah, youthful.
And looking to gain more experience.
Yeah, that's right. We feel. People ask me this question all the time, and every time I answer it, I say something different. But the reality is we have a lot of challenges, and we're very untested.
Okay.
So that's going to be the challenge for us, to see how well we prepare each week and how well we've done in the weight room, and see what happens when we line up against someone.
Okay.
And we're looking forward to that, because that's what's going to tell us where we are and where we need to improve. So we're very eager to face an opponent.
And the third very important factor, many times coaches, we feel that they underscore the fact that how is their special teams. And if that part of the team is very strong and very active, that's a big bonus in the
Absolutely. I think we'll be a little bit better in our kicking game. We have 2 kickers that I think are very good. They're both, we have 2 guys actually competing to see who's going to be our starter. And every time you have 2 guys competing, and they make each other better. Right. We do have some returners, like I mentioned Lira, also Jonathan Mariscal, who also made All-City. He's going to be one of our returners. So I think we're going to be okay. We need to make sure we cover people when we punt and when we kick off, but our return game, I think, is going to be pretty good.
Okay. Coach Javier Cid, we're going to take a quick timeout here on the set of East LA Sports Scene. We're going to come back because we're going to look at the schedule. We're going to look at your roster size and strength, injury factors, the class, a whole bunch of things to talk to you about.
Like I said, I know every time I talk to you, I get even more excited about the season. So we look forward to that.
This is all positive energies being expended here. Now we're going to take a quick break and come back with 2 players. We're going to start out with Ricardo Marroquin and Aaron Jones on set here in just a moment. So you're going to meet these young student athletes, high school players for the Roosevelt Rough Riders as they prepare for the upcoming season 2010. We'll be right back.